Hey, Captain. Did you just thank the marina?
I did. Give them a call and thank them for their hospitality and told them we'll be back in May. I'm going back to Channel 16.
We just left Brunswick Landing Marina and we're on our way to Fernandina Beach, Florida, where we will anchor for the evening.
I wanna wander out of the valley.
So we've been under the Sydney Lanier Bridge 5 times, and every time we go under it, I'm looking up at our mast and thinking, wow, this is cutting it close. In actuality, the bridge clearance is 185 feet and our mast is only 67 feet. So there's literally 120 feet that I just don't see when we go under it.
So don't throw your stand away, it's your honesty inside carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, but you don't have to dream because there's you.
Alright. See? We are approaching the St. Mary's Inlet, which we're going to go in to take that down to Fernandina. This is the path we need to be on. Here's us. And we've got 1, 2, 3 ships out there that's getting pretty close to us. So we're going to try not to have any collisions. There's the buoys that will get us in. And as you can tell out there, there's 2 shrimp boats. And I'm not sure what that middle one is, maybe a barge of some sort. And then that's probably a cargo ship or something way out there. But how long have we been sailing so far today?
Almost 4, 5, 6 hours.
We've already been sailing for 6 hours?
6 hours. We left at 9:40 this morning.
We're pulling in right now between Cumberland and Fernandina. These rocks back here, they're the jetties. Don't know if you can see them very well.
We are approaching Fort Clinch State Park. The first fortifications on the site began in 1736, but it wasn't until almost a century later that Fort Clinch began to take shape. In 1935, Fort Clinch became one of Florida's first state parks.
Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your stand away, it's your honesty inside carry you. Come and sail with me to the
Well, we have made it to Fernandina and we are now anchored. They have lots of mooring balls here. They're $25 a day. I think if you're here a week, they give you a little bit of a discount on that. Dinghies, you can go to the dinghy dock for $4. We're on anchor watch right now. Typically we wait about 30 minutes to make sure the boat does not move, but knock on wood, it's not going to move. We've been pretty good with anchoring and have never had any issues, but there's always a first. Hopefully it's just not today.
So we did our first passage today. It was to a place that we hadn't been in the boat before, Fernandina Beach, and we made it here, and so now we're gonna celebrate our first longer passage without a captain. Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
So we've been running on the inverter since we got here at almost 5 o'clock. It's now 9 o'clock, and it is just cold outside, 50 degrees, which probably for a lot of people up north, not so bad. But we plugged the heaters in and ran them, and the heaters really drained the lithium batteries down, and we got down running the heat and running the ice maker. We're running all kinds of power stuff that it was just time to turn on the generator to recharge everything. So we have the generator running. We're bringing in 129 amps with the heater running and with the dehumidifier running. So we're really drawing the power right now and making the power to charge the batteries so that we're getting into plus mode. So we'll run this for a couple hours, and hopefully it gets warmer so we don't have to run this heat.
Someone's a little sleepyhead today. Battery says it's too cold. What is it, baby bear? Are you sleepy or are you cold? Good morning.
Oh, is there something wrong with our generator?
Yeah, it's starting up and then it's turning back off. And it's giving a couple blinky lights, so that could mean low oil pressure is what the thing says. So this is the tide rolling into the Fernandina anchorage area. They have a mooring field over there. We decided not to moor and use the anchor because we have a really good anchor, but this tide is coming in really fast. There's a couple of sailboats up there that are not on mooring bars, and some boats behind us that are also not on mooring bars. The big boat just arrived today, and they seem to be holding there. And then there's over on the shore over there. Yes, that is the boat that broke loose from its anchor and was probably totaled out because that is not going anywhere fast. Wind generator going like crazy here. This is one rough day here in Fernandina. I would recommend probably using one of the marinas here, or maybe a mooring ball, but the anchorage is, probably need to find a different place.
Patrick is out there zip tying Squirt's new grass down to the trampoline. The winds are so strong here, it was flapping it up in the air, and of course Squirt's not going to use the bathroom if the grass is in the air.
Our first whole day here, and it is super windy. You can see the white caps blowing in, and the boat is rumbling about. Okay, so last night we got into Fernandina. The wind is really howling here, and we tried to start up the generator, and it took a couple tries, but then it started. Well, today I got up and wanted to run it some more because the power was low, and it did not start all day. Changed the, checked the oil levels in it, changed the oil filter to see if something was gummed up there. The error I was getting is a low oil pressure. So there's a sensor that's wedged way in behind there that I'd have to tear the whole thing apart to do, that you can check the voltage on that and see if it's working or not. And then one of the repair people we called said you could bypass that sensor, and it's 99% of the time that sensor. So if you were to bypass it and the oil pump was broken, then the whole generator could just be trashed. So not gonna do that. He's backed up a couple of weeks before he can test it, and we're at anchor here in Fernandina, and it's a really nice area if you're on a mooring ball or up at one of the marinas, but we just decided to anchor here because we're only going to be here a day. And then the winds kicked up and we've been twisting all night, and I get up this morning and the generator not work. So we're going to punt at this point and return to Brunswick back to our previous slip that we had. It's 7:48 a.m. We have a 8 a.m. departure. Need to start up the engines. We're going to go from Fernandina up to Brunswick, Georgia. We're going to take the Intercoastal Waterway on the way up, then go out around Jeco again, as we always have to do, and hopefully be in around 3 o'clock today. And then we'll start planning our generator repairs.
And what's our battery at right now?
Battery's at 22% on the lithiums, and once they get down to 10%, nothing works. Right now the inverter is not working because the battery's so low. But we got our phones charged overnight and everything, and refrigeration and everything is still running. So start up the engines, and once we get underway, they'll begin charging the batteries again with the engine alternators, and so should have plenty of juice for the refrigeration as we go up.
Some people probably wondering, why are we just not going to Jacksonville or St. Augustine today versus going back up north?
So yeah, we didn't really plan anything for Jacksonville, and we knew that the slip we just left in Brunswick is probably still available, at least for a short period. And so that's just the easiest for us, and it's also easy to arrange repairs up there because a lot of the boaters have left up there, so there's more maintenance available. And if we need to go even further north, we can do that in Thunderbolt because everybody's in the south right now.
And our car's there.
And we have a vehicle there, so that makes it really convenient for us to do things versus in some other city. We can go drive and get parts if we need to get parts. So, all right, so I'm going to go fire up the engines.
Good morning, Squirt.
Hello, Squirt. Oh,
You need to.
train.
Good morning. Did you just get out of bed? Tell Daddy take you to your grass pad.
We're coming up on Cumberland Island, crossing the Georgia-Florida line right now. And if we're lucky, we may see some horses on Cumberland out near the water.
What's the boat's name?
Lindy Lou. We are coming up on the Kings Bay Naval Submarine Base. It's located in the southeastern coast of Georgia and serves as the United States' crucial naval installation. The strategic base houses the Ohio-class submarines, which carry Trident nuclear missiles, providing for a vital deterrence capability. Elizabeth and I have both been able to tour submarines at Kings Bay and had a great time doing so. The Intercoastal Waterway is a little bit tricky, though. If you make a wrong turn, you might end up right in the base rather than going up the Intercoastal Waterway. Fortunately, we made the turn correctly.
I wanna wander out of the valley where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder the fields around me, where there's nothing but the breeze and the rain. Leave your worries and your suitcase, all you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your stand up wishing well, it's your heart's inside carry you.
And just like that, we are back home in Brunswick, Georgia. We're going to repair the generator and start watching for weather windows so we can get back out into the ocean. Hopefully our next adventure lasts longer than 3 days. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed our show. If so, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Subscribing is free and a great way to show us your support. Have comments for us? Please drop us a line. We love to receive feedback.